All right, man.
Right.
Well, on to you now.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit about you. No pressure.
I love pressure.
Yeah, man. This is a little segment where we get to know a little bit about our guest.
What you want to know, homie?
Everything.
Oi,
Everything.
oi, oi.
Well, we had you as a sponsor about an episode or two ago. So they've heard of the business.
We love that. Thank you,
But,
guys. Appreciate
I
it.
feel like we need a little breakdown of that. So let's give us a little breakdown about what it is you do out here.
Well, it is what it is. Let me tell you what it is. So Soul2Sole Heels is a heels-based dance class. It's predominantly more so about women empowerment, making women feel comfortable in their skin, building body confidence, self-esteem, more so than it is about dancing the heels. I feel like the heels element is just a way for women to feel naturally sexy. Okay. There's a lot of women that are out there. I mean, me personally, everybody knows I love my heels, okay? And I always feel like heels gives you, not an alter ego per se, but you carry yourself a lot differently when you're wearing heels than if you're wearing flats or trainers or whatever. So for me, I feel like as a woman, if you're going to put on a pair of heels, you automatically, everything changes. Okay. Like, do you know what I mean? You hold your head up, your shoulders are back.
What is about the heel? Is it?
Heels are sexy, baby.
Yeah, but
tell me that you can't see a woman in a good pair of heels walking and she don't look good.
Yeah, as long as she can walk.
You're gonna look, right? Yeah, this is don't need no baby calves around here. But it's that thing of, I just feel like it does give a different. It's similar to like men wearing suits versus wearing tracksuit bottoms. When you're in a suit, you're going to carry yourself differently than if you're wearing a tracksuit.
Yeah.
So it's that same kind of
That don't
element.
really work for me, you know.
Why?
It don't really work for me. I'm not a suit guy.
But this is the thing.
I'm the other way around.
But when you wear a suit, you feel different. You feel a bit more prestige.
When you're wearing a tracksuit, you might feel more comfortable.
You hear me?
You might feel more comfortable in a tracksuit because that's your thing. Like, you're comfortable, you can be yourself, you can whatever. But if you know you're going, you will carry yourself differently because of your attire. Because your attire. If you saw a man wearing a suit and we say him, you're gonna be like, bruv, what are you doing? You're not going to have that expectation of that person because of how he's presenting himself. Whereas if he came to you in a trackie and whatever, you'd be like, yeah, cool, it fits.
Yeah.
So what does the heels do then?
The heels changes people's or females' image of themselves almost. For whatever reason, it elevates. So that little thing of, and again, a lot of women would love to wear heels because they want to feel sexy, especially when you've got an outfit on. Like, not being funny, sometimes the wrong pair of shoes can kill an outfit. So if you've got on a nice dress, or I was going to say frock then. Frock, you know.
I heard that word for a while.
It goes with your automatic.
I don't know why I was going to say that. But anyway, if you're wearing a nice dress and then you've got dolly shoes, it's not okay. It's not okay. You want to put on, do you know what I mean? Unless you've got injuries or whatnot, fair. Yeah. But for a woman, I don't know what it is, but when we put on a pair of heels, the same like when women put their makeup on, when they do their hair, it just changes you as a person and you carry yourself differently. Mm-hmm. So my whole thing is to create a safe space for women, no matter what age. Well, that's a lie because it is over 18s. But no matter your body type, your size, your ethnicity, like, we're women. Like, and we all go through similar experiences. Like, and I feel it's important for women to know that they've got a safe space free from any form of judgment. Like, there's lots of dance classes out there, heels or not, that, you know, are predominantly female based. And when you go in there, they're very cliquey. So you walk in, you've got this click here, and everyone's watching you and everyone's studying you, and you've got to dance a certain way. You've got to do, like, we don't do that. It is everyone be your own person. So you come in and you be you, your authentic self, whatever you feel is good, and we will applaud you for that, because actually it's very overwhelming to go into a space, one, where you don't know anybody, two, to then dance in front of these people sexually, as people like to call it, and then thirdly, be confident enough to do that. It's a very daunting experience. So, you know, we always applaud any female that comes to class. I encourage the other women to support them. So like when they're dancing and stuff, we'll be cheering. So if you've seen us on the gram, you'll see it, you'll hear it. Like,
I've heard your mouth still.
Pierre times.
I've heard it.
Pierre times.
Nice.
That's my right. Heard it, because And I like to do it because
your energy's mad though. Like, it is but it's good though. It's your energy's like crazy. Do you know what I mean? So I can see how they can feed off that, and they'd be like, because obviously if I can imagine if they're just dancing, it's just like silent.
Quiet.
You get me? It's
Nobody
like
wants that.
I was like, you don't want
especially your first kind of time trying to get.
And you got 2 minutes left of the routine and that.
Yeah, gas me up, man.
Come and clap.
I can't lie though. There are some times where a girl or a female is dancing and everyone's just like this.
Is that because they're intrigued? Or
no, because they're just giving. Everything is giving, and you're like, okay. And so it's quiet for a hot minute, and like sometimes I catch myself. I'm like, okay. You'll hear me go, okay, honey. You'll just hear sounds. Hear sounds will come from me because I'm like, okay, she's in it,
in the zone,
and I love to watch that. And I always say to the girls, like, obviously I give them a choreo piece that's usually about a minute long. And then I let the song play afterwards, and I always say to the girls, just freestyle. Everybody hates it, and I'm like, you're doing it. And the reason why I do it is because you can learn choreo from people, it's fine, but what I'm teaching you, the moves that I'm giving you are mine, if that makes sense. And I want you to be able to have the space to do what your body wants to naturally do in that moment. Like, especially when you're feeling a song, you just want to groove up. You want to groove, you want to get into it, but also you might teach me something. You might pull out two moves. I'm like, is it? I'm doing that next week because your body's just doing what it wants to do, and it's hard, like I say, to find a space where you can just do that without thinking about it, without thinking I'm going to get judged or I need to look a certain way or I need to. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have that thought process. It's literally the music is playing. I'm feeling the song. What am I doing? Yeah. And if you see or you hear more time when I'm doing the most screaming is when the girls are freestyling. Okay. Because I like to watch them just be free in that moment and just express themselves. Yeah. And we've got confident girls that are in there, like, that have been with me for years now, and they come weekly and they're my ride or dies, and they're just in it, so they know what they want to do. But even with that, they still think about, let me try this, and every class is still new for them. Versus some girls that, again, have been coming for a while, but they might be a bit more shy. And I always say, like, everyone's version of sexy is different. There's no one type. Do you know what I mean? You've got sultry girls, you've got fierce girls, you've got badasses, you've got petite ones that are just coy and shy. But all of that is part of their sexy. So I just, like, encourage them to tap into that a little bit more and use it. And, we've had so many, like, we've helped so many women, I should say, grow, not just in themselves, but in their businesses, in their jobs, in their relationships, in their home life, just relationships in general. And I think if you can build a better, stronger relationship with yourself, all your relationships around you will benefit from that. Yeah, of course. So that's
thinking
the
that
common
as you
goal.
said that, I was thinking like there must be a nice few people that have gone to that class that, I don't know what I was thinking about. I was like, a presentation for like a PowerPoint. If you're not really a confident person, I could see how now you've gone to the class 100%. A couple of times, how that might help in the complete different element of life. That whole confidence.
I've had girls message me. There was one girl, petite, flipping beautiful, but she had no self-confidence. And when I'm telling her, like, she literally walked, I was like, oof. When you're like, yeah, girl, okay. Yeah. She was just like, you're just saying that because you have to. I don't say them things. People that know me, I don't chat for chatting's sake. So if I genuinely think you look beautiful, I'm going to tell you. And I think, again, as women, we don't do that enough. We don't congratulate other women enough. We don't applaud. We don't tell them they look good. But why not? Like, your light ain't gonna dim mine. Like, we're on our own little path here. Like, why can't we all be rays of sunshine? Yeah, you're right. But it took a while for her to believe that, and it was only through coming class and the other women hyping her up and saying to her, nah, and like, again, genuinely other women saying to her, you're actually beautiful, or that was amazing, like, and she's come out of her shell. So now she's like, I used to walk like this, because again, she's petite, so she was like, didn't want to show her body off because she thought she was too small. Then you've got bigger girls in the class going, I would love to look like you. And she's like, no, but I want your breasts, or I'd love to have your batty. Like, what are you talking about? So as women, we critique ourselves so much, but actually someone else wants to be you. Yeah. So actually be you. Do you know what I mean? And that's your superpower.
Mad.
I like that.
Yeah, man.
And how long have you been doing this now?
Boy. So it's actually this November is 5 years.
Wow.
Oh.
Started 5 years ago. It feels like less because obviously we had the pandemic. So for 18 months or so, a lot of the classes were online. But it will be 5 years in November. So it's a milestone.
clap.
To still have.
We celebrating? We having a party? What
we're
we
gonna
do?
try. Yeah, we're gonna do a little something.
Little party.
100%. I think it's important.
Yeah, definitely.
It's important.
Celebrate yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I get told off all the time because I don't. I like to celebrate them because, to be honest, without them, it wouldn't be happening. Do you know what I mean? I can only do so much. I can bring myself, I can bring my energy, but again, if they don't come each week, it's null and void, isn't it? So I'm grateful for the women that come through the doors. I'm grateful for the women that stay. I'm grateful for the women that have come, grown, and gone on to do better things. I'm excited to meet new women coming through the doors. Like it's going to be a thing that goes on forever. So yeah, we ain't got no plans to stop anytime soon. What
was the thought process of starting it? Like, how did that even come about?
Madly, obviously I dance anyway. I've been dancing for years with my sister, and she teaches kids, so she runs youth classes. Age 5 to 16, and she was putting on shows 3 times a year. The parents used to come, obviously, to support their children, blah blah blah, and then us as tutors used to do like a little performance as well in the beginning and the end. And I was talking to one of the mums actually, and she was saying, I'm always with my daughter and we're practicing on telling her to show. I'd love to do something like that. I was like, let's do it. So what do you mean? Let's do it. Why not? Let's create a space. So with my sister's company, we started an adults dance class. And then because we were under the youth service at the time, obviously in my mind, I'm like, you're adults. I don't have no restrictions. We can do what we want. You know what I mean? So like some of the routines they were saying, it's a bit too sexy and it's, it's a family show. And I'm like, they're adults. They're not picking them. Like, let them express themselves how they want to express themselves. So we had quite a lot of restrictions in what we were able to do in terms of choreography. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me move from that and set up something else. But again, I say, if you know me, I love my heels. So then there was one routine. I was like, if I did this routine in heels, it would look sick. And I was like, And then that was it. Light bulb moment. And then it was born. So I was like, right, I said to the guys, I'm going to put on a class and it's going to be a heels class. They were like, okay. And I think the first class we had maybe like 4 girls. And again, it was just a class. We'll just see how it goes. And then each week it was like, are we doing it again? I was like, well, I wasn't, but we can. And it just grew from then, and I just made it a thing. And
wow, that's amazing.
A little consistency, a little discipline, and now
that's it.
I see you abroad.
Boy,
jet setting.
We're going global, honey. that was a great experience. And again, like I say, it's given me the opportunity to take it abroad.
Because as well as your classes, people can book you, right?
100%.
And do I'm guessing you do like corporate stuff.
We do corporates. We do, that's the next thing. Obviously, fitness events is what I've been booked on for. So big up Freeness. Thanks.
Clap.
Yeah, man. Clap Freeness. And again, it's been great because at those events, obviously they're on a bigger scale. Yeah. So with my average classes, 10 to 15 girls a class, cool. With the fitness events, you're 40 to 60 people, women in a room. Do you know what I mean? Like strutting their stuff and just
is that a big difference to like your normal 10 to 15?
It's only different.
Scaling up a little
it's scaling. Yeah, I was gonna say it's only different because of how many women are in the room. And for me, it's very important for me to make sure that every woman in the room has felt seen by me. So I never want anyone to come to class to be like, I just came to class, but it was just another dance class. I feel like that's probably a bit of my niche is that, I do what I call my little circle of love. So I get everyone in a circle.
At the start.
Yeah, at the start. Just because, again, I want to make sure that the agenda has been set. So when the women come in the room, one, they know what they're going to get from the class. I also want to know who's in the room. And I also think it's important for them to know who they're sharing the space with. So when you kind of, even if you don't remember everyone's name, obviously going around a room with 40 women is a lot. But it's a quick thing. Hi, I'm Sarah. This is what I'm going to get from class today. Hi, I'm Molly. Like, do you know what I mean? It's nice. You'll get to kind of remember. And as they're doing it, sometimes, I mean, I'm not the greatest with names, but I will always try and remember as many names as I can with the faces so that when they're doing their solos or when they're doing groups, I can be like, yes, Molly, Wagwan Sarah, is that you? Yeah. Because again, when they hear their name, it's like, personal. It's personal. Yeah. They feel seen. And I think, like I said, it's important for women to feel seen. Like there's so much things going out in the world that are restrictions for women or that we're just not seen. We're just not seen. So for them to come to a class and be like, and every woman that that I've had so far, the feedback's always been like, class was amazing. Like I left feeling 10/10, or I've had a really shitty week. You know, the kids are driving me mad. The husband's doing a lot and but they leave the class like ready to start their week. Or, you know, we have classes throughout the week. So it's a midweek thing. Like, you know, haven't had classes for the last couple of weeks because the venue was closed, and I've got girls going like, when are we back? I feel like I'm having withdrawals. Like I need my fix. So it's almost like therapy for them as well.
Yeah, I can see how that is.
Yeah,
so
I can see how that's
nice.
So how many classes do you do a week?
So 3 classes a week at the moment, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, all West London based. Got quite a big following in East London now, and a lot in South. So the idea is to do pop-ups in East, South and North. I've got a space that we've started in East. So the East ladies have got me first. I'm trying to look for a space in South. Again, I was trying not to book what I call my bait spaces, because I feel like some of those spaces come with a certain vibe. And I'm really trying to steer away from your typical dance class. And again, you know, people will come for their various reasons. So I'm trying to just find a separate space to those call them bait venues. So yeah, we'll be all around. And then you know, take it international. We go international now, girl.
Easy now. Easy.
Yeah, that was a really good experience. So yeah,
that's the second time you've done that.
Yeah.
So you've been international.
Been international. This was like the first proper one where it was like a proper booking. Come, be a part of the event. Okay. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's great.
Okay, that's really good.
Wicked,
that's really good.
That's really insightful. It's when you're doing something like that and it's inspiring as well. It's good for the soul.
It is. And when people take to it and you can grow from it, and
you see the changes in them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That is the biggest thing. I love to see that. Like sometimes I'll do a post where I'll say like, look where they started. Like, and it's funny because I always say once the fishnets come out, they've gone clear. Do you know what I mean? Because girls, they'll come to class, they might come in a little leggings and a baggy little t-shirt, or like a fitted little top and some leggings. 2, 3, 4 classes later, they're pulling out the tights, little crop
Game
tops.
time.
It's on.
At the back of the drawer and
let me find that.
I know I got this somewhere.
Yeah, it's there.
Hey, bringing sexy back. Yeah,
that's it. But that's exactly what it is. It's just bringing that back. And I think when a woman can feel confident and sexy in their body as it is, curtains, mate.
Yeah,
they're unstoppable. And I think every woman should have that. Why not?
No, they should.
So do I, man.
Yeah. Well,
I think honestly,
I feel like every woman should be happy in their skin.
Yeah.
Because you see some, they're not, innit?
Yeah. No, agreed.
And it's confidence, and it's a mental thing. I think society has really shaped the way women should view themselves, and it's very toxic.
Especially in a world like now as well. Yeah. With filters galore.
Very toxic. Yeah. But again, you see that there's loads of females that can't take a photo without a filter.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's wild. There's girls that can't leave their house, even if they're just running down to Tesco to get some milk. They got to put on a little something like.
Yeah, no, I've heard a few of those.
Yeah,
that seems so hard. Like life just seems so hard.
A lot of effort, innit?
It's a lot of effort.
Like I've heard of girls that start work at like 9, that wake up at like 5, 6
to do makeup and stuff. Yeah, it's wild.
Like
wild.
You're gonna have to
life ain't gonna be that hard.
You have to take me out. You got.
It's a real thing.
Mascara less.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can start feeling a bit confident within yourself, you have to do all that foolishness.
That's it.
And you know, if you want to feel like that, you know where to go.
Soul2Sole heals.
That's real.
Thanks, guys.
No,
that was thanks for sharing that with us.
People, if you're interested, ladies, if you're interested, you know, where can they check you out?
So we're on the gram mainly. It's Soul2Sole Heal. So soul is in your soul, SOUL, the number 2, and then soul is in your feet, SOLE, heals.
I like what you did there.
Makes sense, innit?
I like that. Mm-hmm.
Like it, yeah.
Where did the name come from?
I don't know. It was random, you know.
Yeah.
It was random. My sister actually reminded me about a year or so before Soul2Sole was actually a thing. We were brainstorming and stuff, and I'd said it in passing. But my sister's the type of person, she likes to write everything down. And so then when I was thinking of names and stuff, I was like, oh, what about Soul2Sole? And she was like, yeah, that works. But then everyone was thinking about the group in it, and I was like, no, like soul, like your soul, like let's bring it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, and then she went back into her notebook and she screenshot it and sent it to me. She's like, you know, you said this a year ago. So manifestation.
Yeah.
Manifestation is real. So
I like that,
it became a thing.
For the soul.
Soul.
I like that.
Soul.
I've always liked that name, to be honest. Soul2Sole.
Thanks.